Alright, yo, what up? So this is going to be a quick little Swiftblade guide. So basically Swiftblade is a very strong single target DPS class that you can do if you have dual wield melee weapons. So the best weapons to have are going to be dagger in your right hand and axe in your left hand. The reason why is because dagger is going to have the fastest attack speed, which is going to reduce our global cooldowns, which basically reduces the cooldowns in between using abilities, and then axe is going to have the slowest attack speed with the highest damage. And since we're using Swiftblade, we're going to be using both left and right hand weapons. So whenever we use our left hand weapon with the axe, it's going to deal the higher damage. Alright, so as for what skill sets you need, of course you're going to need Swiftblade, and then you're going to want Battle Rage. Even though we are using Swiftblade as our main damage, we want Battle Rage because it's going to give us a lot of utility with our melee skills. It's also going to give us a lot of CC. And then for our third skill set, we're going to want either Occultism, Shadow Play, or Oromancy. I would probably prefer Occultism the most, because with Swiftblade, the main problem that you have is that you have to aim your abilities, sort of. And so you want to make sure that you lock down your target, and so that you can get your Swiftblade abilities off. And Occultism is going to give you plenty of CC for that. So we're going to start with Battle Rage. So Charge, basically this is going to be your gap closer. It's going to snare your target. Snaring basically means you stop them from being able to move. Whirlwind is going to be your little AoE damage with Whirlwind. The main reason why we want this is because it's going to combo with any slows. Whenever you use Whirlwind on a target that is slowed, it's going to trip them. Cinder Earth is going to be a lot of damage. It's also going to increase receive damage in any target that you hit that hits the AoE. Basically in this little circle right here, whatever target is in here is going to receive more damage. Tiger Strike, another gap closer. This is also a skill that you can use to make yourself immune to CC. Bone Breaker, this skill is going to remove snare from yourself. So if you ever can't move, you press Bone Breaker and then that'll remove snare. Hammer Toss is going to be a stun, and then behind enemy lines, that's going to be a gap closer, as well as a slow. And then for Occultism, we're going to use Crippling Mire with Flame. So essentially with this ability, it's going to reduce the max health of a target, and if you reduce their max health, that makes them easier to kill. Absorb Life Force, this is going to reduce healing by received target. So basically if your target is being healed, you use Absorb Life Force, and you decrease their received healing by 90%. Shadow Step, this is a gap closer. This is going to be for getting closer to enemies like this, just like that. Goodbye. Alright, and then Hell Spear. So we're going to use Gale Hell Spear for this. This is basically a single target impale. This is really good for locking down one single target so that they can't move. So it's going to look something like this. Just like that, and they're impaled for 3.1 seconds. Alright, so the last ability in Occultism is going to be Summon Wraith. So Summon Wraith is basically going to be an AoE slow. So since it's a slow, it's going to combo with a lot of Battle Rage abilities. Like I said, if you use a slow with Whirlwind, it's going to trip the target. Alright, now with Swiftblade, what we're going to use is, first of all, Blade Flurry. This is going to be your, I guess you could say, your auto attack. Basically with Blade Flurry, it's going to look like this. It's going to be 3 attacks, with the last one dashing yourself forward, so it also gives you a little bit of mobility. We're going to have Sinister Strike. This is basically a backstab, sort of teleport. With this ability, you can actually use this during global cooldowns, which means you can use it at literally any time. You don't have to wait for any ability cooldowns. So like for example, let's say I go here, and I'm going to use it right after my, just like that. And so if you saw when I dashed the target, basically you don't have to wait for any global cooldown, you just hit that ability and it's going to teleport you right behind the target. And then Blink, this is going to be a gap closer, and you can also use it sort of like Magic Circle, where basically once you go away, you can teleport right back to where it started. Entangled, so this is going to be a ranged attack. It's also going to apply slow. And so since it slows, you combo that with Whirlwind and it's going to trip the target. And then Blade Blast, this is going to be a really long distance gap closer. It's also going to let you dash to a target. And then Twin Shadow Slash, this is basically your main source of damage with Swift Blade. This is basically 2 slashes that you go right through the target, and it does a ton of damage. Another Swift Blade ability is going to be Relentless Assault. This is just going to be another straight DPS attack, and you're going to want to use that whenever Instinct is up. Another ability you're going to have is Reverberate. So Reverberate is basically going to repeat the last ability that you cast. So this is really good for usually Twin Shadow Slash. You can cast it 4 times, which looks like this. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about some Swift Blade combos. So with Swift Blade, even though it looks kind of complicated, it's actually very simple. Pretty much all you need to do is apply Instinct to a target. So that's going to be basically whenever you use Blade Flurry, you will see this debuff right here, Instinct. Whenever a target has Instinct, it's going to receive more damage from other Swift Blade abilities. And so you want to make sure that Instinct is always up so that your other abilities in Swift Blade will do more damage. So to apply Instinct, either you hit them with the 3rd attack of Blade Flurry, so 1, 2, 3, the dash is going to apply Instinct. Or the other thing that you can do is you can do Blink and hit the target. That's going to instantly apply Instinct. And then also, if you Blade Blast through them, that's going to instantly apply Instinct. So for example, with Blink, let's go ahead and do that one right now. So I can Blink, and then use Swift Blade abilities just like that. And then you can also use Blade Blast. Alright, let me eat, bro. Alright, so I'm gonna use Blade Blast right here. If you will let me target you. That's cool. Super dope. Just like that. So either hit with the 3rd attack of Blade Flurry, hit them with Blink, or hit them with Blade Blast, and that's going to apply Instinct. And basically you want to maintain Instinct while using other Swift Blade abilities, and that's going to help them keep doing more damage. Alright, so now let's talk about CC combos. So basically with Curse Brand, your main form of CC is going to be Trips, and also Impale with Hell Spear. So basic trip combos, first one you can have is to Hammer Toss to Charge. So it's going to look like this, Hammer Toss, Charge, and it's going to trip. Alright, and then your next combo is going to be Behind Enemy Lines to Whirlwind. Behind Enemy Lines is going to apply a slow, Whirlwind is going to trip. So it's going to look like this. Just like that. Alright, so next trip combo is going to be Hell Spear, then Tiger Strike. So whenever you impale a target and then Tiger Strike them, that's going to trip. So you can do it like this. Hell Spear, and then Tiger Strike, and then they're tripped. So the next combo is going to be Summon Wraith and then Whirlwind. So with Summon Wraith, this is going to apply to slow and AoE slow, and then Whirlwind is going to trip. So it's going to look like this. And the trip. And then the last trip combo is going to be Entangle and Whirlwind Slash. So Entangle is going to be a ranged attack that's going to apply a slow, and then basically you have to get in range to use Whirlwind, and that's going to trip them. So there's a couple ways that you can do this. Basically you can just use Entangle, and then use any gap closer like Blade Blast, Shadow Step, or maybe even Charge, and then use Whirlwind to get in range. Or, if you're just really close to them, you can just Entangle in the Whirlwind. So, for example, Entangle right here, and then Whirlwind right here, and that's going to trip them. And so those are the main CC combos. So pretty much after tripping a target, you just deal damage to them until they die. And then when they stand up, you trip them again. Alright, so now let's talk about how to actually use this class. So, whenever you fight, first thing you want to engage with, as a melee, you always want to engage with some type of trip combo. So usually, if it's in PvP and they're moving around a lot, you're probably not going to be able to get off Hammer Toss or behind enemy lines. You're going to have to most likely rely on something like Hell Spear, because it's an instant target CC. So usually I'll do Hell Spear, and then Tiger Strike to trip, and then we're going to go ahead and use Swift Blade to apply Instinct. So I'm going to go ahead and use Blade Flurry to apply Instinct, and then next I use Relentless Assault. Once I have Instinct up, that's going to deal extra damage, and then after Relentless Assault, pretty much Twin Shadow Slash, and then repeat that with Reverberate, and that's going to do a lot of damage. And then basically, based on however much damage I did, if they're still not dead, then we have to do another trip combo. So usually if you're in range, you can probably use something like Summon Wraith and Whirlwind, or maybe even Hammer Toss and Charge. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to do Impale, Tiger Strike, and then basically they're tripped. I'm just going to use Blade Flurry, apply Instinct, Relentless Assault, Twin Shadow Slash, repeat Twin Shadow Slash, and then just keep doing Blade Flurry, and they're dead. And with this class, you can kind of mix up the combos. You just have to know whenever what abilities will apply Instinct. So for example, you can also engage a target with Blade Blast. So something like this, where you use Blade Blast, and then they already have an Instinct, so you can just go ahead and do Twin Shadow Slash instantly. And delete them. And then as for your other abilities, like Crippling Mire, you pretty much want to use this whenever you have it to decrease your target's health. And then Absorb Life Force is going to be really useful in PvP mostly, when you're trying to reduce received healing by your target. And then during PvE, this is also good for sort of healing yourself. Like that. So the way that I like to set up my skill bar is basically have it so that all my Swift Blade abilities in order on the top. So pretty much the way that I do it is Blade Flurry first, apply Instinct, then Relentless Assault, and then Twin Shadow Slash right after that, and then repeat Twin Shadow Slash with Reverberate. And then usually after Twin Shadow Slash, as you can see, you kind of dash through the targets really randomly, so you can instantly use Sinister Strike, and that's going to place you right back next to the target in range to do other abilities. So it's going to look like this. So if I just go straight into Swift Blade, Blade Flurry, Relentless Assault, Twin Shadow Slash, Sinister Strike, and that puts me back in range to do whatever other attacks I want. Alright, so a lot of abilities, a lot of different combos, but essentially, when it comes to this class, you want to CC first, trip them, and then go ahead and unleash your Swift Blade combos. And then whenever they stand back up, trip them again, and go ahead and use Swift Blade again, and try to get that Twin Shadow Slash to do the most damage. Alright, I'm out.